Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video we're going to show you how to change out the drum support rollers. It's going to be a very easy repair. It should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get them at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get a set of drum support rollers and the clips that hold them on. The main reason you'll be changing out the drum support roller is if the bearings have worn out, causing them to squeak when the drum turns. First thing we have to do is lift up the lint screen cover to gain access to the two screws. If you have the type of lint screen that has the cover built into it, just pull it out and remove the screws. Then we have to take a putty knife and about 2 inches in from each corner, there's a little locking tab that you have to press in and release so you can lift up the top. When you're pressing the release clip in, make sure you go above these two tabs and press in. If you go below them, you're not going to hit the release. Then we have to release the door switch wiring harness. Take your screwdriver and release the clip. Then we have to remove the two screws that hold the front panel on. It's a 5/16 inch hex head. You can use a socket or a nut driver. Now that the two screws are out of the front panel and the door switch is disconnected, we can take the front panel off. So you can pull it forward a little bit, and it actually rests on two little clips down at the base of the machine. So you need to lift it up. And there's one on each side. If you have the type of dryer that has two panels, the large main panel and the smaller access panel, you're going to have to use a small screwdriver or a putty knife, stick it behind the smaller access panel, and pop it out. Once you pop it off, there's going to be two door springs, one on each side. If you have those, take them off. And then on the bottom of the big panel, there's going to be a screw on each side that you need to loosen up so you can pull the panel off. Don't take the screws all the way out, just loosen them enough to get the panel out. In order to get the belt off the pulley, press the pulley towards the outside of the dryer and take the belt off the pulley. Now that we have the idler pulley off the belt, we can grab the belt and support the drum and pull it out of the front of the dryer. Now we have access to the inside of the dryer so we can do the repair. First thing we have to do is remove this heat shield so we can get the left roller off. It's a 5/16 inch screw. We'll go ahead and do the left side first. We have to get behind this Tinnerman and pop it off. Then go ahead and bend this bracket out a little bit so you can get the wheel off. And with your flathead screwdriver, go ahead and pop the little triangle clip off. And pull the roller off. Now that we have the roller off, we have to go ahead and take the back clip off. We have to take the right one off the same way as the left. Go ahead and pop the clip off with your little screwdriver. Pull the roller off and remove the rear retaining clip. Once you get the roller and the retaining clips off, make sure you look at the shaft on each side. If the bearing has been going bad for a while, it could have worn down the top of the shaft and they may need to be replaced. And of course you can get those at AppliancePartsPros.com. Here's the old rollers next to the new rollers. If you already have these, great. If not, you can get them at AppliancePartsPros.com. To put the rollers back on, we first have to put on the retaining clips. And then the roller. and the front retaining clip. Okay, you got the rear clip on. Put the roller on. Snap the front retaining clip in. Push our metal bracket back over the shaft and put on the new Tinnerman clip. To put the drum back in, lift it up by the belt and guide it through the front panel. And then you have to set it down onto the roller wheels, making sure that you don't pinch the felt. Once you get the drum back on the rollers, you want to spin it and watch this felt and make sure none of the felt's folded underneath. Otherwise, your drum will leak out a bunch of hot air. So go ahead and lift up on the idler pulley and push it towards the side of the machine. Then create a loop in the belt. Which you can pull over the motor pulley. Now that we're done with the repair, we can put the front panel back on. Remember, the front panel locks onto these little teeth that stick out. So we need to line those up and then push the panel down on them. And while you're doing that, you got to remember to lift the drum up. And you may have to wiggle a little bit because you're going to have to get the drum to line up with that front seal so the panel pushes on all the way. So you may have to wiggle the drum a little bit to get it in all the way. Once you have the front panel on, you can go ahead and put your 5/16 screws back in and attach the front panel. Once you have both screws in and the front panel secure, we can reconnect the door switch wiring harness. When you're reinstalling the front panel on the type of dryer that has two panels in the front, you have to first put the main panel onto the front, setting it onto the two screws, and then tighten those screws down, and then tighten down the upper screws. Reconnect the springs on both sides if you took them off. You can go ahead and slide the kick plate back onto the lower tabs and rotate it back in and snap it into place. With the front panel back on, we can lift the top back over and press it into place onto the locking tabs. Once we have those in, we can go ahead and line up the screw holes for the lint screen. Now that we're done repairing the appliance, we can plug it back in and take it for a test spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.